we really been trying to get to this album for a minute, and thankfully we get a chance to really sit down and talk about it. And we were at the A3C, at the listening session at A3C, for the album for people to preview. Bees got a chance to chop it up with him and all, but my assessment of the album, Torae For The Record, is just a solid, dope ass hip hop album. I was thoroughly impressed with Torae's with not only the production on the album, because he had some heavy hitters production wise, but lyrically, man, he was like somewhere else, man. Sometimes like I like when I was listening to him, like the shit with Ninth Wonder, the Shakedown, I think it was Shakedown.
Dang, that shit like a typical Ninth.
That shit was.
It didn't sound like a typical Ninth Wonder beat. That's what I loved about it.
Props to Ninth Wonder for stepping outside of what you said before, those soulful type beats, man. And it shows that he can actually sit down and make some really raw, rough, rugged hip hop sounding tracks, man. Like right when I heard that track, I had to pause shit. I had to hit B up and like, oh shit, this fucking shit. This is fucking incredible. I was like, man, that shit was banging. So yeah, man, Torae For The Record, man. People need to check that shit out. This is a fucking dope ass fucking album. Like he lyrically, man. Because the thing about this album, I was telling B about this earlier. BZ is like, right before I listened to this album, I was listening to Big Daddy Kane and really some older type shit. You know what I'm saying? So when they listen to that stuff and hear, the techniques and the lyrical ability and all that stuff, and then go into this album itself, it wasn't like a drop off for me. You know what I'm saying? It just really transitioned into just more fucking hip hop, man. So yeah, man, it's a dope album, man. People need to really go ahead and cop this joint, man. Straight up.
Yeah, I think what I loved about this album is that, when you first see the track list and all the producers, you're like, okay, yeah, he got Primo, he got Pete Rock. Open my eyes, let's see if they can deliver. And I felt Diamond D as well. I felt like even with the legendary producers he had on his album, the legendary producers also delivered as well too. I think they did a great job. It wasn't like all hype. Even llmind, Ninth Wonder, like you said, Ninth Wonder, they all did a great job production wise. Lyrically, Torae was just spitting, man. Like that's what else do you want? I mean, it's a epitome of today's of a good boom bap album, a boom bap New York album, man. That's the feeling I got when I listened to this album. I listened to this album like plenty of times because I was like, thank you, man. We got some boom bap, good, raw, gritty New York album, man. And Torae, man, he been delivering since Daily Conversation and the joint he did with what's that, Marco Polo, Double Barrel. Yeah. It's like he kind of, and then he kind of like told the story. If you listen from the intro all the way through, he had like a little small interludes through the album. It's kind of like he told a story. It wasn't like a concept album, but he just kind of like told a story of pretty much him. And I love it because it's all him. A lot of people was just probably expecting him to do a Sky Zoo collaboration. I even asked him that, like, so where's the Sky Zoo collaboration, man? Because they done work before over Primo tracks. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Primo. I think that for the title track For The Record, that track was nasty. I mean, Primo, and when I listen to that track, it still amazes me that he uses an MPC 60. You know what I'm saying? Them joints take floppy drives, man. He's still making heat off of an MPC 60, man. So yeah, shout out to Primo, man. Overall, man, please buy this album, man. Cop it. I had the pleasure, being in for the album listening session at the A3C this year, man. It was dope, man. I had a feeling this album was gonna be great. And listen to it, I was like, yeah, this is a dope album. It's like, what else do you want? It's kind of like one of those, what else more do you want? It's kind of like, I don't have nothing else to say about this album now. It's like, what else do you want? Just dope rhymes, one MC bringing it to you. That's it, man. For the record.
It's a dope ass album. I think Torae, I didn't really know what to expect with this since it's been so fucking long since he did an album.
Yeah.
I'll say when I first put it on, I was slightly worried. After the first track, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna like this or not. But when the second track hit, I was like, okay.
When Rod Digger came in and was talking,
third track hit, I was like, okay, like you ready? And that shit, like
he was going off on all those new swag rappers and shit.
He's a spitter, man. He reminds me of Vakillas at times. Like he's got some real nice lines. But I really enjoy this album. Like B said, it's definitely a more modern boom bap album. It's not really radio friendly. It's a I want a hip hop album. And he did his thing, man. send your shots with hashtag, send them back with a pistol. Dude was nice, man.
Yeah.
Torae's nice. Torae is nice.
You know, I like going back to Shakedown. I want to say it was Shakedown where we said there should be some rules to this shit, and then he gave me the rules. You know, and I was like, man, fuck, man, this dude was like fucking killing it, man, like killing it. And yeah, it doesn't have like really strong radio cuts, but he has a couple of cuts that like yeah. But I think there's one or two that you know, depending on the station could play it or whatever. But it you know, at the end of the day, it don't even matter. You know what I'm saying? The fact of the matter is, this dude put together a solid, dope ass project. And one of going back to the concept or the story that you were talking about, and I think it was one of the songs that was called That Raw. Was it That Raw? Where it didn't really have any drums to it, and he was rhyming, and then it kind of faded out. Do you remember that one?
That Raw was one of those punchline tracks. He was just kind of
okay. Damn, what was the name of that?
Track
yeah, but or maybe it was Imagine. Maybe it was Imagine. But either way I go, I think there's, you know, when I listened to that track, I was like, okay, this is is song structure and the way you put a song, the way you can actually bring something in and add to it can really make a song a little bit more than what it originally was. Because when I was here, I was like, okay, no drums, he's just rapping, blah, blah, blah. But then as soon as it started to fade out for me, I was like, okay, that's dope. I like the way he did that, the structure of the song, the concept of how he put it together. So, you know, for everybody out there, man, you know, you guys, if you haven't heard of Torae, if you haven't heard For The Record, go pick this up. You know what I'm saying? You got 3 cosigns here, man. You know, we won't steer you wrong. I definitely believe that you guys will fuck with this album. So definitely support the homie, man. Go scoop it up, man, and copy it.
Check out his back catalog too. Daily Conversation and Double Barrel. If you haven't checked those out, make sure y'all check those out too, man. So that's some good hip hop too as well.
If you like hardcore hip hop, you know, you'll definitely enjoy this album. If you're looking for an album that people can bump in the whip, I don't think this is it. But if you're looking for an album that Mike can bump in the Hyundai, this is it. And shout out to Torae for dropping the line, the youngsters and Young Jeezy. I like y'all the same. Shout out to fucking Torae for dropping shit about the youngsters. Motherfuckers don't know about the youngsters. Y'all know the youngsters?
Come on, man.
Who's pop this, the hip pop. That was my shit. That was that shit. Anyway, yes, please go buy